SLP S5 or S5 command. This starting point, when you press power button, this voltage released by SI S5, SIO chip. After pressing power button, no voltage at this point, you should change bias chip. When you press power button, this voltage will be released by SIO chip 3.3 volts. This is the input. Output, this voltage goes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts. We will see how to this supply comes to ICH. When you give 20 volts or 14 volts to 20 volts or 12 volts from adapter to this IC, this is 5 volts and 3.3 volts oscillator and control IC. When you give 20 volts this IC releases LDO 3, that means 3.3 volts, LDO 5, that means 5 volts. This 3.3 volts comes to this IC. After this will start. When you press power button, S by 3.3 volts comes to this IC. This voltage goes to on 3, on 5. On 3 means 3.3 volts on. 5 means 5 volts. This is 5 volts regulator. This is 3.3 volts regulator. This on 3 for this regulator. This on 5, this regulator. This is for on for this regulator. When 3.3 volts comes to this one, this IC release 2 volts to upper FET pin number 4. Pin number 4. Pin number 4. Upper FET gate. This lower FET gate. 5 volts comes to this lower FET. Immediately this voltage output come from this IC. This voltage goes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts pin. If when you give voltage 2 volts to upper FET and lower FET 5 volts, this voltage will release. This voltage goes to all regulator, oscillator controller IC. We will see after that one. Now S5 means before pressing, without pressing power button 3.3 volts, after pressing 3.3 volts. This voltage come out from this IC. This is before pressing power button. After pressing power button, this voltage will release. This is S5 command. You see any laptop motherboard, 3.3 volts will release. Before pressing power button 3.3 volts, after pressing power button 3.3 volts. Before pressing power button, that voltage come out from oscillator IC. After pressing power button 3.3 volts goes to suspend 3.3 volts ICH. In latest model, there is no LDO 3.3 volts from this IC. Only LDO 5 volts will release this IC. So this IC wants 3.3 volts only. But here only 5 volts release this SIO chip. That voltage goes to this one. On 5, on 3. When this voltage comes to this pins, this voltage release 2 volts and 5 volts to upper FET and lower FET, 2 volts and 5 volts. When you give 3 volts on 3, this voltage will release. When you give this 5 volts on 5, this voltage will release. After this voltage will come here. This voltage goes to this voltage goes to SIO chip. This voltage goes to SIO chip. Without pressing power button, this voltage goes to from here. This voltage goes to SIO chip. After pressing power button, this command come out from 3.3 volts S5. This voltage goes to this is another FET. Another FET is come here. When you press power, without pressing power button, the 3.3 volts goes to SIO chip. Same voltage goes to another FET. When you press power button, this S5 3.3 volts goes to another FET gate. That voltage release from this FET. This voltage goes to suspend 3.3 volts. So without pressing power button, 3.3 volt goes to SIO. After pressing power button, 3.3 volts goes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts. This is the SPI step.
This is SIO chip KB3910. After pressing after pressing power button, SPI command SPI 3.3 volts come out from this IC. See here, SPI enable pin number 37. This voltage 3.3 volts come out from this pin. This voltage goes to page number 22. From page number 31 to SPI enable voltage comes to this U63 IC. This voltage come out from pin number 4. Pin number 4. This voltage come out from pin number 4. You should check these voltages. Without SPI command U63 voltage, no voltage at this point, pin number 2. This 3.3 volts is OK, pin number 1. No voltage at this point, pin number 3, grounded. 5 volts here and 5 volts come out from this pin. When you give voltage to this one, this output will not come out from this IC. This voltage goes to 0. See here, this is 2 input NAND gate. When you give 2 voltages here, output will not come out from here. This voltage goes to 0. See here, this is 2 input NAND gate. See here, input A, B, out Y, L, L. When you give H, H, this output will goes to 0. This one is H, one is L. That means output will come out high, 5 volts. So without, this is pin number 4, output pin number 4, pin number 4, pin number 4. When this 2 voltage is high, this voltage goes to 0. When without SPI command, this voltage will not come here. This voltage will not come here. When you come SPI command, this voltage also come. So 2HH, this is 0. When this voltage comes to here, this voltage goes to 0. Without this command, this voltage 5 volts. This is U63 5 pin IC. We will check without SPI command. Pin number 1. Pin number 1. 2.3, nearly 3 volts. Pin number 2, no voltage. Pin number 3, no voltage. Pin number 4, 4.9 volts. Pin number 5, 4.9 volts. We will give SPI command. Pin number 2, to the regulator. 0 volts. I will give SPI command 3.3 volts. Okay, pin number at pin number 2. We will see pin number 4. This voltage goes to 0. This voltage goes to 0. No SPI command. This voltage goes to high. Pin number at pin number 4. When SPI command is come, this voltage goes to 0. Pin number 4, without SPI command, with SPI command. When you give voltage second pin, this voltage goes to 0 at pin number 4. At pin number 4. Pin number 4, 0 volts. This voltage goes to page number 36. Page number 36 and 34 also. Now we will see 36, page number 36. See here, this is Q15. Without SPI command, gate voltage 5 volts, drain voltage 0. With command, this voltage goes to 0, this voltage come out from this drain, this voltage goes to, this is Q15 transistor. We will see voltage without SPI command. First gate voltage 4.9 volts, drain voltage 0. Source voltage 0. Source is already grounded. Gate voltage 4.9. I will give S5 command. This voltage goes to 0. See here, this voltage goes to 0. Drain voltage will come. After it will start function. Gate voltage now 0. Without command, gate voltage 4.9 volts. See here, power S5E1 pin number 12 of this IC U44 IC TPS 51120. When this voltage comes to enable 2 pin, see here, this voltage comes to enable 2. So enable 2, drive 2, drive H2. This voltage come out from pin number 14 2 volts. This voltage goes to drive H2. This voltage goes to drive H2 to this transistor. After this voltage come out from this IC, this voltage goes to L30. This voltage goes to L3D3 power. This voltage goes to this gap resistors to 3D3 S5. This voltage goes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts. This is page number 21. See here, 3D3 S5 voltage. This voltage comes from 36th page number 36 to here. Suspend 3.3 volts. This is the primary voltage of ICH. When this voltage will come ICH will start primarily. So after pressing power button, this 3.3 volts come out from that regulator. That voltage comes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts. This is page number 36. This is U44 IC TPS 51120. Without pressing power button, this 19th pin number 19, 3.3 volts come out from this regulator LDO 3.3 volts. This voltage goes to SIO. After pressing power button, this S5 command comes to enable 2 pin. This voltage goes to this regulator and come out from 3.3 volts. This voltage goes to 3D3 S5. This voltage goes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts. Without pressing power button, this voltage come out from this IC. This voltage goes to SIO chip. After pressing power button, this 3.3 volts come out from this regulator. This voltage goes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts. You will see here 3.3 volts is okay. 3.3 volts is okay. We will see at coil. No voltage at this point. After pressing power button, this voltage will come. Without pressing power button, this voltage will not present. When you press power button, this voltage will come. Bias and SIO chip is okay. Now I disconnected S5. Now I will connect the S5 connection. This voltage will come after S5 command. I will give S5 command. See here, 3.3 volts is okay. 3.3 volts is okay. No 5 volts, but in some sets this voltage will come. No voltage at this point. That is memory supply. No voltage at this point, and this voltage also. No voltage at this point. We will see without S5 command at U40 and U39. This is U40 transistor. Gate voltage U40 gate voltage. Light is on. I will give S5 command. Light is on. 2.8 volts. 1.9 volts. Okay. This is page number 34. This is Q14 transistor. This is source, gate, drain. This is P channel FET. When this voltage comes to source, that means P channel. Output to drain. When gate voltage is 0, this voltage will come out from this place. When gate voltage is high, no output voltage here. we will see page number 22. Already I explained page number 22. Now we will see page number 22. Already I explained this NAND gate. When this 3.3 volts, when you press power button, S5 voltage comes to this B pin. Already this voltage given to pin number 1. When this 2 volts will come here, this voltage goes to 0. Without this voltage 5 volts. This voltage come out from here. When this command will come here, this voltage goes to 0. This voltage goes to page number 34. When you press power button, this voltage 5 volts to goes to 0 volts. So without pressing power button, gate voltage 5 volts. After pressing, after S5 command, this voltage goes to 0. This voltage come out from 5 volts. We will see without S5 command at Q49 transistor 4.6 volts, nearly 4.7. Next, whichever point, 4.9 volts, 4.9 volts, 4.6 volts, drain, no voltage. We will give command to this one, gate. This is gate voltage 4.9. I will give command to gate. This voltage goes to 0. Drain voltage. Drain voltage coming output 4.9 volts. This is S5 on condition. This is Acer Aspire 4745. We will see in this circuit. When you press power button, this NB switch on. This voltage comes from power button. When you press power button, this pin number 95 goes to 0 volts. 3 volts to 0 volts goes to 0 volts. After S5 will command release from pin number 26. This IC released 3.3 volts S5 command. This voltage goes to 36. Next page. This voltage comes to here S5 3.3 volts. This voltage goes to S5D. This voltage goes to S by D. This voltage come from, see here, this is 5 volts and 3.3 volts regulator IC. This voltage come out from 3 volts come out from this regulator, this coil PL16. This is 3.3 volts. Without pressing power button, this voltage will come out from here. This voltage goes to SIO chip. This voltage comes to this transistor. After pressing power button, this command 3 volts comes to this place and this voltage come out from this place. This is switching transistor. This voltage goes to ICH suspend 3.3 volts. See here plus 3 S5. This voltage goes to ICH. We will see ICH. This is page number 12. See here VCC suspend 3.3 volts. Plus 3 volts S5. This voltage comes from, you see here, plus 3 volts S5. Plus 3 volts S5. This voltage come out from 5 volts and 3.3 volts regulator. This voltage comes to ICH. After ICH will starts.